Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Jason. You're watching Redfish Bluefish. Decided to do a kind of last minute live stream. There's not a whole lot going on today, and I think we could kind of use it. So thank you all for joining me. I see we have 6 people in here and 5 thumbs ups. It's not bad. That is not bad at all. So I've had a day. I'll tell you about it here in a little while. Let me see who we got in the room. We might have an echo in here. Let me see if I can fix it. Sweet. Well, hello guys. Looks like we got Kaler's Aquatics first if there's a prize. Bob's always first. We got Aqua Balls. We got Sean, OOTD. We have Sandy. We have let's see who else we got in here. We got Fishy Fun 57, and I think I saw someone else pop in. Zen Ginger. Hey Zen, what is going on? And welcome. Muppet 929. Welcome, welcome. So we had some early comments. I just want to kind of go over them real quick. Hey Colette, I just saw Colette S pop up. Um, Fishy Fun 57. Losing patience waiting for warm shipping weather in Canada. Heat packs always cold in 48 hours. Don't want to lose lives. Bet you that's a problem up there for sure, man. I'll show you guys with that comment. I'll show you guys how I ship. Well, actually, I'll show you that here in a second. Grab it and move it over at least. Yeah, I bet you that's a major problem up there. A lot of people don't ship because of that. It's especially a problem if you're shipping like shrimp or fish or whatever in a box. Move this down a bit. If you're shipping in a box that is basically cardboard, right, and you have squares of styrofoam of insulation, and you're sliding them in, and no matter what you do, there's a lot of gaps in that stuff, and you can put heat packs in there. Definitely help for sure. My experience is they almost breathe. Well, they definitely breathe too much. They let too much air in, they let too much heat out, and I suspect that's probably why those 48-hour heat packs burn out in like a day. I've used them before, and there's a kind of a fine art. It's almost like a barbecue. If you choke the air a little bit to them, they last longer, and they still put out a decent amount of heat. I'll show you guys how I am going to ship some stuff. Now, it's expensive to ship this way, for sure, but I raised these guppies. They're my strain. Not my strain. I didn't create them, but I think I improved them and cleaned them up quite a bit. So I want to make sure they get to where they're going safe. I don't want them to die. And I'll show you how I ship. Unless you're shipping to like a really extreme place, you don't need heat packs with this. Let me flip it around. So this is a totally solid piece, totally solid. And that's a 2-inch wall, easily, right there. So it's like solid, molded, and it comes with these. Now, what makes these killer is that the lid, you see how deeply recessed it is? You lose shipping space. But let me tell you what, when you put this on, that's it. That is it. It is not going to come off. Trust me. Let me show you. It's not going to come off at all. So if you ship and stuff like that, it's definitely more expensive to buy like a set like this, brand new. I'm recycling these, by the way. I have about I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 of them. I get like stuff that has to be refrigerated, like hormones, phytohormones, sometimes medications, legitimate medications sent to me. And I always keep these. They're super killer. You can get boxes like these from supply places. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to show you. I've got a whole bunch of them down here, a ton of them upstairs. And whenever I ship out fish, this is definitely way more expensive. I mean, it's a large. You see, let me show you how large the box is versus, the usable area, quote unquote, on the inside. But these are like super strong. I mean, you really have to try to destroy these things. Maybe if you like chucked a big boulder on it or like a dumbbell on it, yeah, for sure you'd destroy it. But anyway, you just send it like this. No, you don't need a cardboard box, nothing like that. You seal it around here. These are super, super strong, and that's kind of the point. And because when you seal it, that lip, goes in, or that insert goes in so deeply, and it's such a good fit. These things are awesome. So that's how I like to ship fish. And I'm going to ship these that way because I want them to get to their destinations alive. So yeah, looks like we got some more people coming in. I really appreciate it, guys. You guys join in tonight. See if I missed anybody. Teresa Cookie, welcome. Appreciate you coming by. I think Colette S, I got you earlier. And Big J, hey, welcome, Big J. Awesome to see you, bud. Cody, son, thanks for coming by, man. So let's start selecting some fish, man. Aqua balls. I told you I'd show you some of these guppies. Cody, son, as well, I think. Let me flip this around. This won't be a long stream, guys. I'm just, honestly, I'm kind of farting around. I'm going crazy. I'll tell you about my day. Sorry, guys, you got to wake up. So I had to go and do work today. I had to go to the mainland, and I had to go to a massive data center in Tukwila and do some work there. And this data center is especially utilized by healthcare organizations, including governmental, sort of healthcare related governmental agencies and centers. So I was working on tons and tons of stuff today, utilized by several huge chains, of hospitals, let's say. You guys know hospitals have chains, right? Like there's Tenet Healthcare, there's the Tenet chain, there used to be Vanguard, the Baptist Healthcare System, there's Providence, St. Luke's. There's the huge hospital systems, and this data center is utilized by many of them, including the Centers for Disease Control, which is why I was there today. And it is related to the stuff that's going on. It's a bunch of massive, huge data crunching going on there to solve some major problems there and other places like it. So that was a very interesting trip. Very interesting discussions came out of that. I can't say any more than that. So aquaballs, this is a really young Platinum Galaxy Tiger. Here's a slightly older one. Let me move this forward. Get some brilliance on these homies. Yeah, so this is how they look when they're young. These are all young. You see the tiger is really strong on them. You can see like tiger striping and stuff. But as they get older, that's going to get taken over by this really crazy platinum iridescence. So let me get some of these guys out. I probably won't film the whole thing because I got to work one-handed, and that just sucks. This is how I usually do stuff. So I'm all digital. Try to be accurate about stuff. pH 7 to 7.1, it dances between them. pH 7 to 7.1. TDS 120, TDS 120. Total mirror image water, right? There's really no difference. But hey, Cichlids 23, what's up, guy? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, what I was started to say is what I like to do is get everything totally the same. Absolutely the same. And these guys ate really, really well. Really well. Actually, that's too much water. Sorry. These guys ate really well about 3 hours ago. So where's my guppy retriever? Let me show you guys. These guys are awesome. Let me show you guys kind of what we're working with here. Perfect. Yeah, he's going to be a really nice male. See the the border, the black border of his tail. It's really well defined. It's not speckled all over the place, too dirty. It's going to be a nice one. You get some small females. I like to, whenever I can, I like to send younger fish. So boy, a young, really young girl, two boys. Man, what's up with all the boys? It's a better mix that time for sure. Bunch of girls. Welcome, ladies, to the party. So we got one older male that's going to be really pretty. See if we can get. I want to get an older female. Whoa, really fast. Wow, man, fish are crazy fast. Probably need a much larger net for these guys. No. Let me set this down for a second, guys. It's too much. Plus, it's all shaky and I want to get a larger female. There's a really nice one. Oh, yeah. There we go. Nice little haul of guppies. About a dozen. So large male and a large female and various other males and females. Get these guys bagged up, hopefully. So yeah, it was an interesting day. Sorry I can't really see chat. I'm over here working. Good progress, but a lot of work to be done, man. Too much water. Nice. You guys can probably hear a lot of like air hitting the microphone because there's an AC there on the wall blowing in my face. Sorry if that's annoying. Nice. There we go. So I like to use breather bags. I know that some people don't. I'm really not sure why. They're really the one thing with breather bags you have to be careful about is obviously with your heat packs you can they can gobble up the air, kind of like I was talking about earlier. It's kind of a you have to play with shipping for a while to get it right. But if you know what you're doing, breather bags with heat packs are easy, especially if you're sealing, like heat sealing the bags. I know that Dan over at Dan's Fish does that, and that's smart. I'm not going to do these because it's unnecessary. So I like to try to minimize, obviously, the amount of air. And these guys ate, like I said, several hours ago. And I make it a point to make sure that they have a good, really big meal. And after that, actually, you know what? Still too much water. Maybe a little bit. After that, let them use the facilities, so to speak, and clear their bowels, and then they're ready to go. It's just all in the timing. I think Father Fish spoke about that before. That fish have really quite actually inefficient digestive systems, and usually about 2-3 hours at the most for a really big meal to find its way through the fish completely. So there you go. That's plenty of water. Got easily 10, maybe even a dozen nice guppies in there. And in these breather bags, they'll be absolutely fine, totally fine. Aquaballs, so with a comment, where do you buy breather bags? These I got actually off of Amazon, and the seller was Aquatic Arts, which I guess shouldn't surprise you guys. You know Aquatic Arts, right? They sell fish and all kinds of stuff. They're not cheap. There's a much cheaper way to get them if you get them from like some supply house or whatever. I just went for convenience and got them right from evil Amazon. Man, it's just tough to tie. This is why I was getting extra water out of it. I could see this is going to be a problem. If you put too much water, these things are really hard to tie. That's why sealing them, like Dan over at Dan's Fish does, is very smart. I don't actually have, well, I do, but it's not functional right now, a sealer. There you go, just like that. This is not going to come untied, trust me. Fishy Fun 57 with a comment. I asked for breather bags and my shipment came in really wet. My coolies were almost out of water. Oh, wow. Breather bags and your shipment came in really wet. Sounds like they leaked, like there was a hole in it or something like that. Yeah, Bob, appreciate that. Yeah, just try to get it as little. I mean, you don't have to get all the air out. It's you don't have to at all. But it is it's nice to have like virtually no air. There's just like one little bubble there, so you can hold it upside down. It is not going to come undone once you tie them really securely. Sealing is, like I said, just as good. So yeah, aqua balls, this is for you, buddy. And I'm also going to hook you up with some of that plant that you've been asking about, that Hygrophila polysperma. Sorry, Hygrophila pinnatifida, um, that weird variety, Uttarakanada. Yeah, exactly. Aqua balls. You don't have to put air inside, no oxygen, nothing. So for every every bit of carbon dioxide the fish emit, goes right out, and it sucks in O2, oxygen. So it's pretty cool. They're worth the money. They really are. They're worth the money. And boxes like that, boxes like this one here, they really are worth it. I mean, I get it that some people can be on a budget, right? And any company that's shipping you your animals in those boxes, right? You're going to pay for those boxes. No matter what they say, oh, you 10% off and blah, blah, blah. It's going to get figured into the cost, and it's going to get passed on to you. That's just the way of the world, right? But you actually want that. You want those boxes. If you're ordering these animals, guys, and I know I'm preaching to the choir. You guys know this. I don't mean to sound preachy, but if you're going out of pocket to buy these animals. Go a little bit more out of pocket to make sure that they're safe and they get to you safe, alive, and all that. Otherwise, what was the point of all this, right? So, enough of that. Let me swing this around. Yeah, aqua balls. Got some nice ones here, man. Said I'd give you some clippings of this. Let me see. Unfortunately, with all this stuff going on, I'm out of CO2, man. Look, algae, it's exploded. And that's really not good. That's what happens when you have these high-tech tanks and you've got them all, pumped up like this. And then this national, what happens, and you can't get CO2. Actually, guys, let me go get a little Ziploc baggie real quick. I'll be right back. I got to run downstairs to do it. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Nice. Got a Ziploc. And then let's see. Hey, Recon 338. Sorry if I missed you earlier, bud. Let's see. There we go. It's a really nice shoot here, aqua balls. Don't want to mess it up, though. There we go. Nice. this thing is, oh my God. This thing is prehistoric looking, dude. Wait until you see this. This is Hygrophila pinnatifida. Oh, let me start again. Hygrophila pinnatifida variety Uttarakanada. It has a very like rust, like a rust orange red thing going on. Yeah, it has a very prehistoric appearance. I'll tell you something about this plant, okay? You see it in a lot of aquascaper tanks and people with smooth voiceovers talking about, ooh, the hygrophila as it waves and the blah, blah, blah. This is a super easy plant, okay? You can low tech it, whatever. It's not rocket science, not this plant. So, what I do with plants like this, usually just take the extra minute, to do that, like this. Yeah, cuttings. It's this easy to do it right for people, It's like it's a little mouse, you don't squish it. Just pretend it's Dr. Black's heart, his tender heart. I'm just picking on you, dude. I think I saw Dr. Black poking around in chat, and I had to pick on him. A little bit of water in here, just a little bit, because it is like an aquatic plant. That's it. Sorry, when I do the old twist and roll on this, I saw it in a Cheech and Chong movie. I read how to do it on the internet. Yeah, that's right. That's how I know. Just like that. So let me move back up here, see what I missed in chat, see who I've offended. Oh, look at my disgusting dirty clothes pile. Well, that's nice. That'll get me subscribers for sure. The money is going to roll in. Okay, see what's going on here. Dr. Black 66, thanks for stopping by, buddy. I have thickish skin. Nice. I appreciate that, man. We like thick-skinned people. You got to have a little thickish skin, right? Hey, HD Aqua. Sorry if I missed you earlier, bud. Just getting some guppies and plants and stuff set up. Hey, Aqua Balls, let me ask you real quick. Do you have any Rotala macrandra variegated, man? You have Rotala macrandra, I know. I don't think you have any of the variegated stuff. Maybe you do. You definitely have Hygrophila polysperma, but not that one. I'm asking if you have any Rotala macrandra, the variegated with the variation. And I would show you, except the light's off. Since I'm already sending you one piece of this, I can send you a piece of Rotala mac variegated if you want. So hit me in chat if you do. No, sir, not variegated. You don't have any? Okay. I'll show you. You've probably seen it before, man. I'll show you. It's pretty killer. I'll give you a little cutting of it. It's just, let me hit it with a flashlight. It's the one in the center right there. If you look, you'll see the variegation. See the veins, the white veins and stuff sticking out, very clearly visible all over it. So, yeah, that's the one. Sorry about that. I just saw a comment pop up from HD Aqua. Were you talking about styro boxes earlier? Where do you source them? Yeah, I was. I was talking about styrofoam boxes. These ones. These big ones. These I get sent to me whenever I get like refrigerated medications or like phytohormones or whatever I work with. These ones are really good because they're really thick walled. Obviously, that's one piece, and it has this thick part that, like, when you put it on, it fits down very snugly into that hole. And anything that it would take I'll admit it would take a long time and pretty extreme temperatures to get stuff really cold inside there, or hot for that matter. So yeah, it's super thick HC Aqua. These things, if you buy them with the lid, let me think. I don't want to lie. If you buy them with the lid, they're like just over $10, and that's wholesale, right? And then polystyrene, which is styrofoam. Everyone calls it styrofoam. It's really polystyrene. There's a lot of pressure actually in California. They don't like it. They don't like it. They tried to something happened. They tried to get it outlawed, and then the restaurant. I think it was the restaurant industry, some restaurant industry lobby. Um, I think it was narrowly defeated, but they almost like straight up banned styrofoam, like period, on anything. It didn't matter what it was in, polystyrene. And yeah, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I get it. They want to do the right thing, but I mean, so much stuff ships out of China and other places, other countries. It's got little pieces of little bits of polystyrene here and there. What do? Make that all illegal? It's I get it. Good thoughts, but maybe too much too quick, perhaps. I don't know. So yeah, we got these and aqua balls. I'll throw in the same bag because I'm incredibly lazy. I'm gonna put a cutting of Rotala macrandra variegated in there. Let's see, where the hell did I? Oh, here they are. Let me get you a little shorter one. That's what she said. Oh man, almost messed it up. Perfect. It's like an inch and a half, cutting here, like this. It's really frilly leafed. Whoa. Hold on a second. I'm leaking. Sorry about that, guys. This little frilly leafed little plant. Oh, it hasn't split yet, HC Aqua? That plant I sent you? It's crazy. I would think that it would have. Killer. Yeah, it's going to be great. And then I'm just going to put it in here with this one. All right. So it'll be like side by side with some water. Just be chilling together. Yeah, the Rotala macrandra variegated, just put it in your regular planted tank, the one that's doing so well. It'll do fine in there, man. Totally fine. The Persicaria Sao Paulo HC Aqua is what you were asking about. So yeah, that's a weird plant. It's really bamboo-like, and if you chop it, and replant the long end, you won't get two shoots out of the end that that you chopped and left behind. You won't. You'll get one shoot, right? Because for every node, there's only one meristem on that plant because there's only one leaf, right? It's a main rachis, a stem, and it's got a leaf and then a leaf and then a leaf and a leaf. Like they don't oppose each other, right? And that's why, like, if you give it the chop, you only get one new shoot coming off of the part that you left behind, which is one of the reasons I wanted to tissue culture that plant. It's difficult to manually propagate, just give it the old chop and replant. It's not a regular stem plant. I mean, it is, but it's different, right? So I'm kind of not surprised it hasn't divided all over the place. Yeah, absolutely. Aqua balls, a little bit of water in there, just like that much. Doesn't have to be much, just a little. especially with the Macarandra variegated, and that's a really delicate plant, man. Just make sure it's sealed and good to go. So yeah, I mean, without going into too much unnecessary detail, that's how I box. At least for now, that's how I box fish up in these big boxes, and yeah, it's definitely worth it, man. I mean, if you're ordering, could you imagine, paying really good money for, let's say, really rare killies, or even worse, really some really beautiful rare rainbows, and for whatever reason, against your better judgment, you skimp on shipping, and they die on the way to you, and that was it. Those are the only rainbows you could get. Stuff like that happens all the time, and I've been doing this for a long time, and I hear that, and I've had it happen to myself. So I'm not going to lie and say it's never happened to me. Absolutely, it has. I've made those mistakes, and that's why I use stuff like this. Now, for sending like little clippings or something, like I'm going to send some to Candy later. Something like this is totally fine. Plant clippings, that's works all day long. So actually, let me run and get some newspaper really quickly, and I'll show you what I do with breathing bags, because they don't like to breathe if they're up against plastic or something really smooth. All right. So we'll make sure that Aquaballs has the latest news from amazing Whidbey Island here. Let's see. Because exactly what Aquaballs probably wants to see is more news on that stuff. I definitely don't. So yeah, these breathing bags, obviously, they emit CO2. CO2 goes out of the bag and is replaced by O2, right? So one shortfall about these bags is if you have a bunch of breathing bags, like breather bags, like stuffed in here, and they're all squished up against each other, these fish are going to die because they won't respire. They won't exchange O2 and CO2 because it's squished up against something. It's not getting air, right? It's squished up. This is a very smooth surface. If it gets squished up against another smooth surface, that's it. There's no gas exchange. So all you got to do Zen Ginger with a very, very honest comment. I dare you to find newspaper that doesn't mention that exactly. Well, you can also read about being constructive during social isolation. Grants awarded for 2020. And Aquaballs, feel free, buddy, to order Lassie or do this crossword. Anyway, so all you got to do is this. It's so easy. Boop. That's all you got to do. Just put your newspaper over the top, drop it. Super, super easy. And just close it around it like that. Just give it a squish like that, like at the very top, kind of crimp the paper. You don't have to get all crazy. Oh, tape, you're going to tape it, blah, blah, blah. No, you don't have to do any of that stuff. As long as it has paper around it, like if you put another bag in here and more stuff, and it doesn't slide around, I mean, that's it. That's all you need. These things are super secure. Put this there. And obviously I'm going to put packing and stuff in here. Some crumpled up paper. Pack it up. Stuff that's really light. You don't want to put heavy stuff in there. And then with these lids, these killer lids, once you put it on, I mean, you actually have to push it to get it on. So yeah, it's pretty cool. That's basically it, man. That's just how I ship stuff. Just simple. Make sure it's safe. If it costs you a few extra bucks to make sure that your precious animals that you're spending money on or whatever get there safe, that's what you do. So it looks like I was actually buffering here looking at my own stream, so that's not a good sign. Let's see how much I missed in chat here. Uh, First thing I see is from Bob. Thoughts on plants being shipped in the dark 2 to 3 days, photosynthesis not using CO2 in the dark. Even more concerning are fish shipped with plants in their bag. Plants use the O2 regular bags. Yeah, that is a concern. It is true though that you really do have to, if you wanted to make this like truly like airtight, you'd have to put like tape around the seam and really tape the heck out of it, right? So even though it is true that no matter whether it's in the dark or light or whatever, plants do draw in O2 and they do draw in CO2, right? Depending on when the lights go out at night, they're not using CO2 anymore. They're breathing O2. You're absolutely correct. But after they've been breathing O2 for the same amount of time that they normally would before all of a sudden, boom, the light kicks back on. They don't keep breathing O2. So after a while, plants actually go into something of I don't want to call it hibernation, something of a stasis. They actually stop respiring after a while, and they stop trying to metabolize. They actually kind of do sort of hibernate. It's not full on. So I don't think you'd have too much to worry about that, Bob. It could be worth an experiment. Hmm. Could be worth it. It could be worth looking into more. I'm sure that there's probably a white paper or a scientific study out there on the rates of respiration change in plants, and kind of look at that. I'm sure somebody's already studied it. That's an interesting question. That's exactly the kinds of questions I love on this out of you guys, on this channel. Looks like I got a question from Aquaballs. After you package in the fish, do you put the styrofoam box in another mailing box, or it's not required? You just put stickers on top of it. It's not required, man. As long as you make sure that it's sealed. See how this box has this little sticker here? That was the seal. And then it had two other long pieces of tape that started here and ended here. Two of them. See? Over that way and over that way. That's it. And then you see on top here, I don't know if you can see on camera, a little bit of you can see where I cut my label up. I had my full name, my address, and all that. So, no, just like that, man. Just send it like that. Okay, then let's see how much I've missed. I missed a whole lot. Hey, Scott Backer, sorry if I missed you. I definitely missed you, man. I had my back turned and I was jabbering like a monkey in a tree. Yeah, Dr. Black 66. Absolutely. I think I need another haircut really soon. Yeah, I went to my wife's my wife's barber shop. I just tap her on the shoulder and point to my head and say, "It's time. Come on, let's do it." And she knocks it out for me. She's awesome. So I don't think I have missed too terribly much. I think I'm kind of caught up, more or less. More or less. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to send some guppies to Aquaballs and to Griffin Fish Room, as well as to Cody-san. So those will go out tomorrow for sure. They're going to go out first thing in the morning. I like to feed the fish. Get a nice meal in them. Get them out. Get them into this nice clean water. This is aged RO water. Basically, I RO it, remineralize it with various stuff. Right now, I'm using this. I'll show you the products that I like because they're suitable for all kinds of things as well as plants. In fact, they're intended for plants, but they work fantastic for other stuff. Aqua Vitro, mineralize, and yeah, just basically hit them with remineralize the water up to the TDS that I want it at, and then Hit it with some carbonate. Not too much, not too much. I mean, they are guppies, right? Yeah, just do that. So freshly RO'd water, you guys know, the first thing that happens when you RO water is if you like, as it's being RO'd, as you RO water, you know, it's coming out. You could get a digital pH meter and stick it in that water, and it's going to be 7.0 on the money. It's going to be neutral, totally neutral. There's nothing in it. There's virtually nothing in it. It's RO, right? TDS might be as low as 2 if you have a really good RO filter. Now, if you leave that water sitting there, RO water that you haven't remineralized yet, and you come back in several hours, you test the pH of that water, what do you think the pH is going to be, guys? Let's test your water chemistry knowledge. Water does some weird things when you strip everything out of it. Water does not like to be pure. Let me say that again. It's super important. We'll talk about that in a further video, in a future video. Water does not like to be pure. So what do you think happens with your RO water? You make a bunch of RO water, like I have right over there, 17 gallons of it that I remineralize. What if I didn't remineralize and I came back several hours later and I, you know, tested the TDS, tested the pH? What do you think it would be at? See if anybody's got it. Oh, sorry, I missed a question from HC Aqua. What kind of guppies? These are Platinum Galaxy Tigers. Platinum Galaxy Tiger guppies. I got these from Thailand from a year and a half ago or something. Yeah, they're really nice, really nice strain. Sean OOTD catches fire. No, it doesn't. It will be on the test. No, so what happens is if you make pure RO water and you let it sit there just in a bucket or whatever, and you come back, you know, you test it right away. It's 7.0 right out of the RO spigotometer, right? You let it sit there, it's going to suck CO2 out of the air like that. You'll come back and you stick that digital pH meter into the water. I'm not even joking. That water will be 5.0. It'll go from 7.0 to 5.0 in about 3 hours, maybe less. It's because water does not like to be pure. It's going to grab whatever it can. And what does it have all around it? CO2, baby. It's going to drag that CO2 into that water, and its pH is going to absolutely drop. And you think, I got nice I got nice RO water, cool, and you don't put any carbonate in it, right? You let it sit there for a while, a couple hours, and you remineralize it, throw it into an aquarium, and you move your fish over. An hour later, they're floaters. It's because you got to know what water does. If you leave it pure, it's going to pull CO2 out of the air. It's going to get absolutely packed with carbon, and the pH is going to absolutely crash on you. So if you don't want that to happen, remineralize your water, add a little bit of carbonate, or just sit it out. It'll reverse. Like, it's going to suck a whole bunch of CO2 out of the air. pH is going to go 5.5 to 5.0 really quick. Just chill out. Just give it a day or two. That's why they say it's really important. You got to age RO water for a lot of different reasons. That's one of them. You make RO water next time. If you have an RO filter, guys, make RO water and just set it to the side and go back 4 hours later and run even a chemical pH test on it, like from an API test. You'll be amazed that the pH will be extremely acidic. So it's pretty cool stuff. Dr. Black 66, yep. Big pH swing. Big old pH swing to whatever it's at, which should be 7.0, way down to 5.0, maybe even a little bit lower. I've seen it 4.8. Seen it 4.8 before. It's not good, man. Your fish do not dig it. Anyway, guys, that's kind of like all I wanted to do tonight. Like, show you guys this is kind of how I package stuff up. I am gonna aqua balls. Don't worry, buddy. I'm going to put more packing material in here. But I mean, this is how I'm doing it, man. I'll put some more layers of newspaper around it. Yeah, they've had actually like 3 big feedings today. They definitely made tons of poop. and they should be good. They should be good. You'll definitely be just chilling in the dark during the trip to you, buddy. I'm going to be sending some more stuff out. We've got some S-shaped scissors to send out. We've got some clippings, some more guppies. So that is what I'm going to be doing after I take a little break from this and go upstairs and eat a quick dinner and then get back here and knock this out. So anyways, guys, I guess that's kind of all I had. Really appreciate you guys coming by and hanging out. I know it's not my normal night, but kind of going stir crazy. So I wanted to talk to you guys and you know show you what I'm up to. I imagine that I imagine there's going to be a lot of other videos like this from other YouTubers in the coming weeks, where just on random days they just start doing a live stream because they're going nuts. I'm down with it, man. Do your live streams. I'll watch. Anyway, guys, I really need to eat because I'm starving, and I really appreciate you guys coming by. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel and you find this remotely interesting, maybe you consider subscribing, mashing that thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, hope you take care of yourselves. Wash your hands, stay inside, just be cool. All this is going to pass. Take care, guys, and we will see you again next time. Bye-bye.